Hi everybody, Bruce Jones here, and this is just sort of a quick broadcast from a question that I received here on the How to Publish a Book Facebook group. And let me just get that up here. This came in from Angela Treatlion. It was a great question. It said, I just illustrated and designed and published this book for a client. Originally she didn't want a Kindle version, so instead of doing that, I usually just, as I do, I went ahead and designed it in InDesign. Now she wants it as a format for Kindle. So my question is there an easy way to take the complex content with images, bullets, numbers, etc., and convert it? Or am I going to have to do it line by bloody line in a doc file? It's 132 pages long. So what I was going to do is just show you. And then I asked her to send some pictures of this book. I just want to make sure that this is coming up here. So if you have questions, drop them into the comments underneath, and I will see them as I kind of show you a little bit how I do this or how I approach it. So let me just make sure this is up. Yeah, it looks like it's up. Oh, come up to there. All right, cool. All right, so if you have a question, it looks a little weird, but we'll just sort of wing this. And put it up and we have questions. I don't know why that looks like that. But anyways, all right, let's hope this works. So these are some of the pages that she put up of the book that she had designed. So here's one of them. All right, looks like so. So it's words around an illustration. We have another one where we have, I'm going to turn this off. Let's just hide that. There we go. Make this a little easier. Okay, so we have words around an illustration. And let's turn my name off too. There we go. Make this clean. So and here we have some tabs. We have some text going across with some tabs. Let's look at another page. Thank you, Angel, so much for putting this up. Angel's a great supporter of the group. We love these questions. This is a pretty straightforward one. This would be more something like I might do. So we have a head, a chapter head, a subhead, some text and an illustration. And the last page she put up, which is very straightforward, emotional first aid course, straight text, tabs. Now, one of the things about ebooks on Kindle is it does not really handle tabs. So I always take all my tabs out. But let me show you what I do on this. And let's get this out of the way. So I'm just going to go show you one of my books. This is the newer version of my, and let's make sure this is up here. Let's get this going right here. Bum, bum, bum. Oh yeah, there I am. I don't know why it looks like that over there. Anyways, all right, so this is the newer version. This is the latest version of this book, which is one of my original self-publishing manual books. This is the newer version of it. But I'm going to show you a little bit how I approach this. The inside of the book is the same. I'm rewriting parts of it, but it's a very similar kind of thing. I have illustrations, I have text, I have different heads, I have things like this. I have page dividers. So what I've done is I've made some decisions in my Kindle version of this book, the e-version of this book, from the print one. I always do the print version first. I like to solve all of my problems, all my structure, my heads, my illustrations, everything. And then I make the ebook version. People go both ways. It doesn't really matter. Sometimes it's so related to your launch structure, but how you're going to launch. But that's how I go. I go to the print version, I solve all my problems in the print version, and then I go to the e-version. Now, one of the things that's happened is that Kindle now needs all illustrations, print or ebook, 300 dots per inch. That's a good thing because now you only need one set of illustrations. But I have like this chart in here. It's all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff to what do I kind of do with it. So this is the approach that I use is I rebuild, and remember this illustration sitting over here on the side, wrapped with text around it. I rebuild my books basically from scratch. So what I will do is I will open up a Word file, and let's open up a new Word file. That's the one we're going to be looking at. Let's open a new one just to show you what I do. So new document. And I also build my books chapter by chapter, generally chapter by chapter. So what that means is, let me go back to my, this is an InDesign file, is that the text in these, let's go down to a chapter. And it's not always 100%, but it's generally what I do. I have a text block or text that flows from just one chapter, the beginning of a chapter to the end of a chapter. It'll all be one set of copy. You'll notice if I drag through this chapter, I don't go past a chapter. That way, if something happens to the book, something crashes in here, you notice this is all connected. I jumped around this chart. That's not part of it. But you notice all the general body copy is all one long block of text, right? It's just flowed from page to page to page, but only goes to the end of a chapter. So that's where it breaks. And then new chapter comes a new block of text. Notice this is all, seeing all this runs together. This is just what flows from page to page to page. So that way I'm just sort of working in one chapter. I control one chapter, right? So that's sort of my way of doing it. I'm trying to find where the end of this chapter is. I haven't looked at this one. There it is. Okay, comes to here. That's the end of the chapter. That's as far as it goes, right? So all of this text has been selected as one chapter. So what I will now do is come in here and copy and paste the text into a Word file. So I'll start right at the title page, and I will just copy like this, copy, paste. You can go through this pretty quick. In fact, I could probably do it while we're just sitting here. And I'm just putting it in the document. Boom, I'm just selecting it, copying it, pasting it. So it's going from from InDesign file, same thing, all this stuff, right? There's all my disclaimer information. I just kind of dump it in. See how fast you can do it pretty fast. I just copy and paste. I don't take the illustrations at this point, but I will in a moment, right? So I just take each block of text. I'm not going to take that because I'm going to let my Kindle Create, which is what I'm going to make my book in, make my table of contents. But this is part of the new book. I've moved some things around. So this is going to go in here. Let me just see if any comments, make sure you give comments and I will try to answer them. All right. So I just move it over because I now know that the text that's in the InDesign version is the latest, greatest, most edited, perfect text that I have created, right? And that will be, so I'm not going to re-edit this text or do anything with it. I'm just taking the best text that I have and dumping it in to a Word file, okay? So there it all is. It's just all dumped in here, all right? Like so. Then I take and I go through the book and I take out any illustrations and I go back into them and I will make sure the 300 dot prints, which I'm sure they are because they were in the print version, and I will put them all into a file in order. All right, so I'll relabel them. This is number 1. This will be number 2. I'm not going to do page dividers. I'm just going to let that go. It's too difficult to do that. I don't really need it in the Kindle book. Here's number 3, and I'll put them into a folder. And if you'll notice, I come over here. It's called Publishing Annual Folder. Here they are. And here, I'm trying to find them all, but here they all are, kind of in order, and I'll number them. 3, generally I'll number them. Try to put them in order that they came out of the book, going back into the new book. All right, so they're all here. You can see all these graphics are here. All right, so I put those all in a folder. And if my graphics are really big, I will, to save space, I will keep them 300 dot inch, but reduce them down to about 6 inches, something like that. That goes into here in my Kindle book. I find that works pretty well. So a 6-inch wide drawing will go in. If I have things like this, charts do not translate into Kindles very well. I just want to make sure this is all looking super spiffy in my site. There's me. Uh-oh, I'm back. All right, let's end and we'll start again.